Good morning, class. I'm doing question number two. Um, Suicide. The effect that it has on family and friends is very negative, of course. Um, they feel that they should have seen this coming. They're in a state of shock. They can't believe this has happened. They want to know why it happened. And the person that we need to get the answers from is no longer with us. I remember a couple of years ago, couple, friends of ours, were getting a divorce, when the process of divorcing, and the husband killed himself. And I know, I personally felt um, it was selfish, and that's just me. And that's how I felt that, but not only just selfish for just from from my standpoint, but I'm looking at the children. He had children, he had grandchildren, and to think about the people that he was leaving behind. And I know he was on medication. He was diagnosed as bipolar, and he didn't want to take his medicine. And but I know, like, the effect that this had on even his parents, because he committed himself. I mean, he committed suicide in the backyard of his parents' house. His father, and his stepmom. And his father didn't say much. He kind of withdrew onto himself. And the kids blamed the mom. They blamed the mom for their dad committing suicide. And for the longest time, the kids, she has two boys and a girl, wouldn't speak to her. And the daughter still doesn't speak to her to this day because they blamed her. This is misplaced blame. Um, there's nothing she could have done to prevent it. And even she told me, even dealing with her own grief and her own pain, she still had to deal with the pain of her children turning against her, which made it doubly worse for her. And she kept asking, what could she have done? What could she have done? Why didn't she see this? And she felt that some way she could have saved Jim from, stopped him from committing suicide, even though he was the one who wanted the divorce. She didn't. Um, there was another case of a son of my son's friend committed suicide by standing in front of a train. And I know his parents, they withdrew unto themselves. Everything that's in Gillian's book described them to a T. Um, they tried to come to terms with the loss. The father seemed that he was doing okay with it. The mother, not so much. She was traumatized. She withdrew. The siblings were angry, and the family dynamic. It was the one who killed himself, and he had two older brothers besides the parents. The family kind of like drifted apart. Same thing which happened with my friend, with her and her three children. They all drifted apart, which is really sad. So, suicide is a problem, not just for the people who commit suicide, but the family and friends do become the victims because they have to learn how to live in society. Some may call it a stigma, some may call it with that gray cloud hanging over them of the person who committed suicide. And suicide is never easy for anybody, and especially those who are the survivors, the children and the parents and the siblings of suicide.